But if you get stressed or overly stressed and you're stressed for a prolonged period of time, cortisol, the brakes, that's not working anymore. And so inflammation is just having a free-for-all. So basically your body, your normal systems, your inflammatory system is fighting you. And your nerves are already frayed, or basically the myelin sheaths around your nerves are already frayed. So you have nothing to stop you from experiencing any symptoms. Because if you're stressed and you can't stop it because you use the cortisol, because your braking system is no longer your braking system. Right? So inflammation is just like full throttle. So you're going to begin to feel the symptoms of MS. This is On My Nerves, MS Unfiltered.
All right, everyone. Welcome back to the podcast. Today, we are talking about the elephant in the room, and that is stress. How stress has become a stronghold, at least for me. But we're going to talk about it all today, starting with you, Michelle.
Yes.
Tell us, what has your relationship with stress has been?
Well, I think I'm more metered in my relationship with stress.
Okay.
When I was younger, my stress level was higher. When I was in school, my stress level was higher. I put a lot of stress on myself. A lot of it was self-induced. So younger and newer diagnosis, higher stress, more symptoms. That's what I experienced. Now, later, older, farther out from my MS diagnosis, better able to manage stress, less MS symptoms. That's the relationship I've noticed. How about you?
Well, I think I'm still learning. I think I'm still learning mine. And I've learned that I think when I'm overstressed, it directly affects my fatigue. I'm already tired. I'm starting out at a deficit. And so if I'm overly stressed out, I'm more and more tired. Doing tasks, thinking, doing things just takes so much energy. And so I've learned though that whenever I'm in those situations now, that hey, something else is going on. That maybe I'm not just tired because physically I'm tired, but maybe something else is stressing me out over here. And I've learned to just kind of slow down to kind of notice those moments. But you know, sometimes things move fast. It all happens so fast, and so sometimes I don't notice them as quickly as I should. But I'm learning to be more aware. Does it show up for you physically? Does stress show up for you in the physical sense?
It used to. And it makes perfect sense that it does. The reason I say that it used to is because now that I'm better able to manage the stress, I'm not under as much stress as I used to be. One, I'm not under as much stress as I used to be under, and I'm better able to manage the stress. I'm able to keep my symptoms in check.
Yep.
So, and there's a biological reason why stress makes you feel worse, makes MS patients worse. And
give us a little bit. Talk to us.
think about it. You remember how we talked about how with MS, there's a process called demyelination.
Right.
You have the fatty layer around your nerves is missing, right? So the nerve signal can't transfer across the synapse effectively. So that's why you have those multiple scars, multiple sclerosis. That's why you have the inhibition of function. Well, when you get stressed out or when you get stressed, basically your cortisol levels in your body, normally in your body, cortisol is supposed to help you put the brakes on stress so that your body naturally can do what it needs to do to manage stress. That's normally supposed to happen. That's normally supposed to keep inflammation at bay. But if you get stressed or overly stressed and you're stressed for a prolonged period of time, cortisol, the brakes, that's not working anymore. And so inflammation is just having a free-for-all. So basically your body, your normal systems, your inflammatory system is fighting you. and your nerves are already frayed, or basically the myelin sheaths around your nerves are already frayed. So you have nothing to stop you from experiencing any symptoms. Because if you're stressed and you can't stop it because you use the cortisol, because your braking system is no longer your braking system,
Right. Right.
right? So
Yeah.
inflammation is just like full throttle. So you're going to begin to feel the symptoms of MS, right? So that's what
Right.
that
Yeah.
is. So that's why it's important to learn to the best of your ability. Now, mind you, I'm not saying I'm great at this. I'm saying I'm better than I used to
Hmm.
be,
Yeah.
because we all have life that happens, right? But the better you're able to recognize it, stop, stop, take a breath, calm your body down. You're really, remember how we talked about anti-inflammatory foods?
Hmm.
That's an anti-inflammatory behavior.
Response. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
No,
Yeah.
no behavior, like being able to keep your cortisol levels functioning normally so that you can have a natural braking system so that you won't turn on your inflammatory response,
Hmm. I
right?
see. I see.
So
I see.
so use your body to help your body, or use your mind to do it.
That makes sense. That makes sense because if stress increases symptoms, it makes sense that whenever I'm stressed, I'm more tired. I guess that's a direct correlation then.
But yeah, if something gives you a stressful response and you respond in that moment, that's one thing. But if you're stressed and it's prolonged, stress, not only does stress has so many chemical reactions that occur in your body when stress is induced, but one of the things when stress is induced, your body temperature goes up. And when your body
Ah.
temperature goes up, you've basically activated the exact same thing that makes heat intolerant. That's called Utkoff's phenomenon. But that's another whole video. But stress is not good. It makes what you deal with MS, makes what I deal with MS
Mhm.
worse.
That's true. And yeah, this was I was going to say. Yeah. I do. I have to stop. I have to stop. I've learned to stop and reapproach it. Whatever I'm
Hmm.
doing, if I'm stressed, if I'm able to recognize it, just stop, take a deep breath, take a break, come back to it. Let's try it again because I'm not going to be able to complete it if I'm stressed out and my body's in haywire because of the stress, you know?
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, so I'm learning to be a little bit more patient, to be a little bit more cognizant,
Hmm.
um, of when those moments arise. Do you feel like stress is a cause of MS? Because I know in some research it's saying that it can be brought on due to high stress.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
don't think I could answer that with any level of wisdom,
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
that
Yeah.
stress brings on MS. Now,
Hmm.
one thing I can say in my own experience, now this is not scientifically founded at all, but I can say that when I graduated from pharmacy school, 2 years later, I was diagnosed. But, but, and I was under a tremendous amount of stress. I
I
mean, if
remember.
there was a time in life where
Yep.
all gears were on 10,
Yep. Uh
I
huh.
was in sixth gear all the time. So if there was a time in my life that happened, it was then. But and 2 years later, I was diagnosed. But I wouldn't be able to say with any level of confidence that stress caused
Hmm.
MS. I don't think I can make that correlation. I don't. I
Okay.
haven't read anything to that nature either. I don't
Do
know.
you, being that you're still working, do you ever feel the pressure to perform?
I think that's with any job. You feel pressure
Yeah.
to perform, but
Okay.
my pressure to perform doesn't come from my disease. My pressure to
I see.
perform comes from um, there's somebody at the other end of the decisions I make.
I
So that's
see.
the
I
pressure I
see.
feel. I don't feel pressure because I have MS. Actually, it doesn't cross my mind. I mean, it's so normal and so commonplace
Yeah.
at this stage. I don't think about it. What I think about is, am I making the right call for this person? That's what I think
Hmm.
about. I don't. So in other words, this isn't a Jane Eyre moment. This is just legitimately, it has nothing to do with me when I'm working.
Yeah, yeah. So in those high stress moments, what have you learned? How do you self-regulate yourself?
One, I'm good at breathing.
Mhm.
I'm good at breathing. I literally am always, I'm always doing that. And I'm good at that.
Yeah.
That I don't know if that's MS based or is it just that I'm doing that because it helps me think. I don't know.
Mhm.
I don't know the impetus of it, but I do that. I'm really good at that. And so if it's like, for example, if it's something that's a stat situation, the patient needs it right now,
Uh-huh.
then I take a breath and then I think it through and then I start working. And
Mhm.
so I think if I've seen it before, that has something to do with it. If I've never seen it before, that has something to do with it. So level of comfort, but you can't afford to fall apart under high stress situations. If anything, that's when you have to pull it together in high
Yeah,
stress situations.
one of the ways that I've learned to deal with it is giving myself grace. I think I stress myself out more than I think outside things stress me out.
Really
So yeah, yeah, I think I can be critical. Um I I can overthink. I can overthink sometimes too. So, learning to give myself grace, being okay with not completing things, not normalizing not completing them, but not being defeated that I
yes,
couldn't complete something
yes,
this time, you know,
right,
that I would have to come back around again. And that's
right.
fine, because I'm not just spinning my wheels. That's me attempting and trying and completing. So I'm happy. I'm happy
That's a
for that.
big deal.
It took years. It's not overnight. That's not
Yeah, I was
something
like,
you can do
that was
overnight.
my next question. How long did it take you
Oh
to get
no.
to that
It took
place?
some inner reflection, a lot of prayer, a lot of just time and space to myself to
Okay.
give myself permission to not put so much pressure on me. I felt like I was competing with MS for a while. Yeah, yeah. I was trying to outsmart the symptoms. I was trying to stay ahead of you can't win, with MS. I felt like it was a battle in the beginning. Um and and a pointless battle. Um and so now I've learned that I'm not fighting it. Um it's just here. It's just along for the ride. I'm gonna continue to walk. I continue to choose and make my decisions and do things that I can within the capabilities, but I'm not I'm not fighting the whole way through. You know, I just
Can't do it.
can't fight with this thing. It's just
Yeah.
along for the ride. You know.
That's a that's a massive, that's not even a milestone. That's like build an altar there
Mhm.
because that is the entire game,
Oh yeah,
is to realize its place in your life, to
yeah.
not take over your life,
No,
to give it a label, give it a name, but keep it in its place. Don't let it
and it's
just
that.
take
It's
over.
not everything. It's not the whole thing.
Right,
It's just that, and it deserves its place, and it can have a spot. It can have a little spot.
right.
It can take over, but it can have a little spot, and I give it that. And I respect it. I respect it. You know,
Yes,
it's there.
yes, right. That that's huge. And that you're right. It takes time to get there
Hmm.
because upon diagnosis,
Oh
no,
no.
that's not what you're hearing at all. You're hearing
Um,
everything but that.
but that.
You're hearing
Yeah.
everything but that. But when you give yourself time and kind of think through it and process it and pray,
And pray.
that will come
And
to you.
pray.
It will
Hmm.
come over time. It'll happen in parts. Yeah, that comes with time. Wow, that was good. Thank you.
Well, no, no problem. Did you Have you had to set boundaries for yourself in high stress moments? Or I think I heard you say for yourself though, when it comes to work, you're not in battle with yourself. You're in battle with the duties of the job, I guess. And so I guess not being in battle with yourself, you probably wouldn't have had to set boundaries, I guess. Maybe, maybe not.
Well, working for someone or even working for yourself, you really can't set boundaries because if it needs to be done, it needs to be done, you know? And I think the boundaries that you have to set, I think it depends. Like at work, the boundaries I set are, like I said, I breathe a lot. I mean, not natural breathing. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about deep, thoughtful breath so I can think. I do that a lot to keep myself calm so I can think through a situation
Breathe so
effectively.
you can think.
I
Right.
literally do that all the time. It's
Mm,
second nature for me. So if there's a boundary, I wouldn't say it's a boundary, it's a habit I've created so I can think and to calm myself down so I can think through a situation.
good.
So
Mhm.
that's work. Home, that's another thing. Like there's a play life. At home, the boundaries I set, I think it varies because if I just feel like I physically can't do that, then I'll say that.
Mhm.
Let me give you an
Mhm.
example.
Okay.
This past weekend, our cousin was visiting my husband and I. And she wanted to go downtown to go to a place that one of her friends had suggested. And totally down with going to this restaurant.
Cool.
However, I mentioned to her, you have to find a parking spot down the street,
Oh,
walk to the street that the restaurant's on, walk down the street to the restaurant, eat there, and do it all again to get back to your car. I said, that's a mighty ask in the heat.
yeah, that's huge. That's huge.
That's a
That's
mighty ask.
yeah.
I said, I'm willing to try, but that's a big ask, you know?
Yeah.
And
We got
so,
to pick somewhere else. You know, we got to figure something else out because it's too hot, and I'm not going to enjoy it. You know, I'm going to be miserable, too tired. Then I got to get up out of here. You know, I got to
right,
get out of here some kind of way.
right.
And now I'm full and I'm tired from eating. So I get that. No, we got to figure something else out. It
Right.
needs to
So
be
the moral of the story is we didn't do
okay.
that because she understood.
Okay, cool.
Because if I didn't say I'm not doing it, I laid it out so she could see what I would be contending with. And are you okay with asking me to do this, knowing that this is what I'm contending with? You know what I mean? So sometimes the boundaries are boundaries that I set, but sometimes it's just educating people on this is what you're asking me to do,
Can do it.
right?
Hmm.
So
Yeah,
instead of saying, I'm not doing that, I'm putting it's a hard stop. I'm not doing that. It was more of a, let's think through this. That's not a good ask.
let's
That's
go
not
to
a
the
fair,
drawing board with it. Yeah,
there are easier asks.
yeah.
You know, we can
Hmm.
eat other places that
Hmm.
serve the exact same thing that
Yeah.
don't require all that, you know?
So
So,
y'all found somewhere
oh
else.
yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
And no, so I guess to answer your question, that's a way of setting a boundary without saying, you know, I'm not doing that. It's just, I'm like, I will attempt it, but so many things have to fall off before and after I do that, if I do it, because I can't do that. And I have to
And
do that. And that's it. You know what
right,
I mean?
that's it. Yeah.
So, just and talking through it. So to answer your question about setting boundaries, the boundaries kind of set themselves, you know?
You only can do what you can do.
You only can
You
do
know?
what you can do.
That makes sense. That's good. That's
You
good. I
know,
like that. The
instead of
boundaries
saying,
stay
"Well,
in
I'm not
place.
doing that. I'm not doing that."
All you have to do is just communicate the boundaries,
Right.
but they
Just
take them
communicate
for you.
what you can and can't do.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you know, and so they almost answer it for you.
Right.
It's like I'm kind of asking a lot of them,
Hmm.
because my capabilities and your capabilities are not one and the same,
That's right.
you know?
That's right.
So not that I'm not capable, but it's a big ask, you know? So I don't know. How do you do it? How do you do it whenever you
Well,
set boundaries?
I think for me, a big part of I'm late to the game, to this game, in the sense that it took me a while to accept that I had just limitations. Although that they were happening, like I said, I was in competition with it. I was trying to outwit it, outsmart it. So I did. It took me a minute to accept what was happening. You know, until I just couldn't anymore. And
Hmm.
once I did that, the stress level, I could begin to see it lift once I started to accept, what was happening to me. Um, but it's tough. It's hard.
It
It's
is
very, very
hard.
hard. And it's a process. It's not a light bulb. It's not a light switch. So
Hmm.
guys, if you guys are out there, be patient with yourself. You'll get there. Some days are harder than others. Some days are more frustrating than others, but you'll come, hopefully, preferably, you'll come to a point to where you're okay with the symptoms. It is a lot that's changing. It's a lot that's happening. There are a lot more limitations now, but there are also opportunities for you to discover, rediscover, examine, define, cut out, add more, Um, and once I shifted that mindset, it kind of made things a little bit more easy
Yeah,
to.
it's almost an opportunity
Hmm.
to be creative, because it definitely taps into your ability to find joy and things that you might not have thought about before, or might not have done before, or might not have explored before. Or, I mean, I think I see it more as an opportunity at this stage. At the beginning, I felt like you, like, I felt exactly like you. But now I'm like, you know, I don't know if that's time because I'm older or the disease is older or both. I don't know. But some things are just not as big a deal. Like,
Hmm.
if I can't do this, okay, I can do something else or nothing at all. I might not have
Right.
had to do that.
That's
And
right.
both can be true at the
And it's
same
fine.
time.
It's okay. Yep.
It's okay,
It's
right?
okay.
And so, yeah, it's okay. It's totally okay. So, yeah, I'm totally down with that. What You talked about boundaries and stress. Do you do any, like, I breathe. I breathe all the time to decrease stress. What do you do to take your stress down, to
I
decrease your
I
stress level?
I need silence. I guess I'm breathing, but I don't consider it a practice of breathing. But I just need everything to be quiet, including myself. I just need to just quiet so I can think, you know, so I can calm down everything that's firing off, that I can kind of regulate my energy, regain it somehow, you
Mhm.
know. Um, but silence is my key. That's worked for me.
That's awesome.
Just let me think about nothing. Just let me think. Just cut it all off, you
Cut it
know.
all off. Do you go into your room?
Yeah,
Or
yeah. Or
okay,
anyone.
any room.
It's quiet. Yeah, just
Mhm.
quiet. Yeah.
Wow, that's
I did
amazing.
for me. You remember at the uncle's
Tell them
funeral?
about that. Tell them about
Yeah,
that.
yeah. So we had an uncle who passed, and at his funeral, um the the eulogy was elevated. It was elevated, and it was a little bit too loud for my taking. And I promise you, if that thing had a gone on for another minute, I was gonna have to get up and get up out of there because I love the Lord. I hope you hear my cries and all the whole, but this man on this mic, I'm gonna have to get up out of here. Bro, I mean, hey, hallelujah, everything, but I gotta go. He's gonna drive me crazy. And I'm like, I don't know. My nerves is just not agreeing with the mic.
Tim
That's a great
said,
example.
I
Yeah.
almost had a whole relapse. It was
Me too.
so,
Oh, yeah, bro. I'm gonna have to leave, man. This dude on this mic. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird to explain what's happening, but I gotta go. Uh, like I said, learning in those moments.
yep,
But even to be able to recognize that I may have to get up and leave because this man on this mic, but being okay with that
yep,
instead of, I used to fight like, why do I got to get up? And why did, now
right,
it's just, okay,
right.
the mic is a little bit too pitched, whatever was going on with the mic.
No,
It's
he
not
was like
really,
15 decibels too high.
right,
And,
right. I just
and
gotta go. It's just what it is.
like he almost sent us both into a relapse.
Yeah.
And
You
we
just gotta
haven't
adjust.
had, I haven't had relapses in years. What about you?
It's been years. It's been thank God, the last official relapse has been a couple of years. I'm still having symptoms though. I'm
Yeah,
still,
yeah,
having stuff that's lingered over, but the
yeah.
official relapse, so it's been a couple of years.
Yeah, we were just teasing. You can't go into relapse because of that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Our disease did not get worse. It was just too much. We
yeah.
didn't go into relapse. Tim just made a joke. He was like, this man's about to send me into relapse. And
Yeah,
I was
man.
like, me too. And to know how hard that is to do,
Yeah.
and this guy was doing it because he was screaming to the top of his lungs. And it was
On the
just,
mic.
it was too much
On
on
the
the
mic.
mic, and it was too much.
Yeah. So that's a good example of high stressful moments and how
Yes.
we have to adjust on the fly sometimes.
Yeah.
Um, Also too, um, I'm still learning to create time in my schedule for the unknown of things. In
Mm-hmm.
my energy budget, I'm knowing what I have to do today. I know how much it takes to do these things.
Mm-hmm.
But though, what used to stress me out a lot is having to do things over again or doing things that I didn't budget for energy wise.
Yes.
That used to stress me out. Cause like, what you mean? Do something else? No, no. Let's stick to the plan. It's got to go. That's all I have to do this. Let's not throw a wrench in it, or But I've learned to give myself grace there and give space around whatever I'm doing for those moments. To expect those moments to happen. Not that you need to go how I mapped it out in my mind because that's the only energy that I have to do it, but to give myself space and grace for whatever I'm doing to be flexible. And that way, those experiences are flexible for me and for the people that I'm experiencing it with, um, being able to adjust on the fly.
Tim,
Um,
I
has
didn't
become
realize how close you kept that to the vest. Like being able to adjust on the fly
yeah.
really does affect your energy level.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
hmm Yeah, like, uh, if I'm already planning, like, if it's a thing I have to do, I'm planning to do that. So all of my energy is focused on doing that, getting there without wiping myself out,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
doing it effectively,
Mm-hmm.
whatever I'm asked, whatever I'm called to do, without
Mm-hmm.
it completely wiping myself out, doing that one thing for the whole
Mm-hmm.
day, you know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, and so it's been a journey. It's been a journey. Having to think through those things um, uses a lot of energy and it tires,
Exactly.
which is why it's difficult for me to multitask.
Right. That makes perfect sense. But
Yeah.
you manage your energy like you manage money.
Yeah, I have to.
You have to.
All right, what are we doing? Where are we going? What is this? What we got to do to get there? What is the temperature going to be? Yeah, all these things, How
And
far is it?
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
am I going to go up there? Or the stairs, or the steps? Where are we going? The whole nine, the whole nine.
The whole night you have to plan. You have to know. And before we record videos, guys, before we talk to you guys, not only do we pray, but Tim, we get a breakdown of what we're going to talk about. And Tim wants to know, like so he can get his mind right and plan
Yeah,
before we do it.
yeah.
It's really, and I'm saying Tim because I'm not as much like that, not now, but I get it why you have to do it. Because energy is a commodity.
Oh yeah.
So you have to plan it. So to be able to say, yes, I'm going to do this. Yes, I can do this. You have to
Hmm.
adjust things. It makes perfect sense. I think that's wise. Wow. So how
Right.
long have you been
Yeah.
doing that? The entire time you've had MS?
Oh no, no, I'm learning. I was overdoing it, over exacerbating, not really realizing that heat is a thing, not really realizing that if I do too much, I'm gonna pay for it on the back end, mostly double times, almost always, even triple times. So learning to maintain and learning to stretch out the things that I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
It's been helpful. It's giving me a sense of space and and grace for myself,
An accomplishment.
Yeah, an accomplishment. I'm able to do things
You are.
not as quickly as not as fast, not as um well, I don't even want to say efficiently because I still can do it efficiently, just
Mm-hmm.
maybe not in the same route that
Mm-hmm.
I would have
Mm-hmm.
irregardless.
And it's working.
It's working. I didn't have a
Wow.
choice.
That's awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
You're right. Didn't have a choice. Got to make it
Yeah,
happen.
gotta
I love
adjust.
it. I love you. Got to adjust. Wow. We got any more questions?
But no, I think that's it. I think we hit them all. This was a great conversation. Tell us, guys, get down in the comments, guys, and tell us what do you guys do on those days when it's tough, those moments when it's difficult to function, when it seems like it's all piling up. What do you guys do to self-regulate, to self-manage? Let us know. Get down in the comments. We want to hear from you guys.
We do. And if you want to hear more about how heat intolerance and stress are connected, follow us in our next video. It's coming up. Talk to you later. Bye.
Hey guys, look, stress is gonna happen. There's no way around it. Okay. In those moments, we just have to remember to stop, pause, take a deep breath. Maybe let's reapproach at a later time. But there's nothing we can do. We just have to manage it the best way that we can. You know what? Get down in the comments, guys. Let us know how you're feeling. Let us know what you guys are doing, how you're able to deal with the stress. And as always, we'll see you again next time. Take care.